How do you source items to sell on Amazon? My name is Stephen Pope and I am the founder of My Amazon Guy. In this video, I will explain how to go do your product research and what steps you should take to get that item out of China and into the US to sell to consumers. I'm going to use a yoga mat for today's demonstration. And so let's assume I want to launch a brand, or I have a brand where I want to sell things to people who like yoga. And there's all kinds of branding questions you could think about. I'm going to sidestep all of the branding, and I'm just going to talk about like actionable steps you need to take to get that yoga mat for sale on Amazon. So step number one, you need to go on Amazon.com and search for a competitor product. And so we're looking at yoga mats here, and you're going to look down the list, and you need to have some sort of product tool for research. I recommend Helium 10. I'll put a link in the description of the video. I've previously used Jungle Scout, and there are probably a dozen others that are qualified tools to do this research. The reason I like Helium 10 is because it's got the most powerful product research tools, bar none, Black Box, Cerebro, and a lot of other good stuff in it, and it makes it easy. So let's say you're not ready to pay $100 a month for a tool, then what you need at bare minimum is DS Quick View. There is a free add-on in the Chrome extension store where you can get DS Quick View, and it will show you the rank of a product on the search page. So I have DS Quick View installed here, and this lets me know that this yoga mat right here is ranked number 133 in sports and outdoors, number 7 in yoga mats. It makes it really easy to figure out who is the best seller for yoga mats. You could also click on this yoga mat link right here and see all best sellers for yoga mats. So first step, you need to buy 3+ competitor products. So look down the list and figure out what kind of yoga mat do you want to be selling. Well, a couple of trends you can see, right? Trend number one, all of the top sellers have like some sort of carrying capacity in them. So write down all of your observations. Pull up a Google Doc, pull up that pen and paper, and start writing observations. I think you should digitize literally everything. You're in e-commerce. Don't go old school. Get into Google Docs, get into Google Sheets, and make it so that you can easily show all of your research to somebody else who might need to take your research and do something with it, such as My Amazon Guy. So if you need Amazon consulting and you've already done your product research and you're like, hey, Steven, I just need help getting over the hump, go over to myamazonguy.com today and contact us. We'll help you out. So first observation, you put that into the Google Doc, and you're like, every yoga mat has some sort of carrying capacity in the main photo in the top 4. Keep scrolling. Next observation, they all roll right now. I don't think that's a feature, but that's what we're noticing is presented in the main images, okay? And as you keep going down, jot other ideas down, like what's the top colors? So the item that you see on the screen here is the top color for the parentage of that item. And that means that black, blue, and purple are the top 3 colors. Here is the first interesting thing that's different. This particular one that's showing up as a yoga mat is actually a Mexican yoga falsa blanket. And they're trying to sell it as a yoga mat. They've categorized it as a yoga mat. So if you're looking for an interesting angle to get around the current ones, that would be your first observation. Second one, ballet orientation. Well, I guess that's not really ballet. It looked like ballet to me first. Really, that's just a yoga pose. Clearly, I don't do yoga. And just keep scrolling down. Write these observations. Even if you obviously wasn't related to ballet, write down these thoughts because it'll trigger ideas. That's what you're looking to do. Okay, so that's phase 1 as you just go through this list. Now, phase 2, you need to select what kind of yoga mat you want to sell. So let's assume for a moment we wanted to sell the Mexican yoga blanket. So if we want to do the Mexican one, we'd come on the listing and we'd go start looking at reviews, and we'd then do more searches specific to Mexican yoga falsa blanket. And we just keep reading reviews. Okay, that would be how you'd go about doing it. Now, let's say we don't want to go Mexican. We just want to do what works in mass. We don't want to go niche. So at that stage, I would go ahead and order these 3 yoga mats, the number 1, number 2, and number 3 yoga mats. They're all by different brands: Balance Form, Retrospec, and Gallum. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and figure out if there's the same seller on these listings. So I'm going to look at the seller's list, because if I have a seller who's selling multiple brands for the same product, I know that they're really smart and they know what they're doing because they've got multiple in the top 3. So I see shipped and sold by Amazon.com. So we'll get no seller information. That one's a wholesale purchase. Second one, looking at the seller's list here, ships and sold by Amazon.com. Same problem. And number 3, same problem, ships and sold by Amazon.com. So we're not going to get any information about that. Now, the next thing I would do is I would look at their own color offering. So this one, the bestseller is green. This one, the bestseller is whatever color that is, cyan or teal. And then this one's black. I think black's a pretty safe pick. And I would pick 2 to 3 SKUs in color if you were going to launch something like a yoga mat. Okay, then I would scroll down and I would look over all their content, and I would also go look at their reviews. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at their 1-star reviews, okay? And I'm going to look for trends. So I'm going to download these 1-star reviews, and I'm going to look for trends. Terrible quality, falling apart, okay, very strong, off-gassing. Not sure what that means. Smells like formaldehyde, okay. Bad product, had to return it, came off with a tear, poor quality, missing strap, piling on second use, save your money, not a great mat, low quality mat, no padding. So you go down these 1-star reviews and you just come up with trends, right? Now, on this particular product, the trend was related to quality and tearing. So you jot that down and you say, cool, this product has tearing issues. So that way when you get it, and you're going to buy the product. So next step, go buy the product, ship all 3 of these competitor products to your house. Let's look at the second one. Look at the reviews again. Go to the 1-star. Let's see if we can find any trends. Product's not what it says. Skid, package ripped, tear, causes cancer, horrible smell. Okay, so this was one I was looking for, and I'm hoping to see a trend. Smell, comfy but bulky, rips, bigger than I expected, moldy strap. Okay, let's keep reading. Slip free. Here's another one I was looking for. Tore, not durable, water ruined the mat, fell apart, not safe, awful smell. So in this particular one, we saw a handful of this thing smells. So we know if we make a yoga mat, we want to fix the smell problem. Okay, so we now know that on the first product, the problem was quality and tearing. The second product, same problems, tearing as well as smell. Do the same exercise for the third one. Go look at the 1-star reviews. Don't be fooled. I wanted to have less pain when doing some exercises. Felt in my knees, however, only after a few uses. Started to tear. Okay, so we got a tear. First yoga mat I purchased at $10. What a steal, right? This guy bought it in 2017. Good game. Inflation. Only redeeming quality. No tears like other customers. Torn. Anti-tear. Not in problem. Did not last. Terrible quality. Fell apart. Ripping. Fake reviews. Not a yoga mat. Read before you buy. Defective foam. So all 3 products have the same 1-star reviews about durability and ripping. So if I was going to go make a yoga mat, I know that I need to do 3 things. I need to make it more durable. I need to make sure it doesn't smell. And I need to make sure that the strapping and the carrying capacity is better than these 3 products. So what do you do next? You then go do the same thing on Alibaba. You go find yoga mats where you can order samples. Now, Alibaba is got so many manufacturers on there. I've been to China. I went to the Canton Fair. I've been through these motions. I have ordered out of China many times, and most of my clients have too at my Amazon guy. And the challenge is that when you go on Alibaba, you have no idea who you're talking to. Unless you physically visit the manufacturing plant, you will have no confidence that you're actually, A, talking to a real manufacturer. You could be talking to some random guy who knows how to source in China. 2, if you are talking to a manufacturer, or B, you don't know if they're a good manufacturer. And manufacturers are going to want to have high MOQs to start working with you because they don't want to waste their time on small orders or 50-item orders or anything like that. So what you need to do is you need to find the top yoga mat manufacturers on Alibaba and buy from 3 of them. You're going to buy 3 samples. And what you want to do is you want to email them and contact them and say, hey, I would like to order a yoga mat. I would like to make sure that I solve these 3 problems that are common in most yoga mats: smell, tearing, and durability with the straps. And you contact them and you say, do you have a higher quality product that meets these 3 things? I guarantee you, no matter who you talk to, they're going to say yes. Cool. They're going to lie no matter what they have. So you order the samples. Samples will be expensive. You'll be looking at $50 to get something aired out to you from China. Pay it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. And so you get those 3 samples. See this closet behind me here? You're going to be filling up your closet with samples from your competitors, samples from Alibaba and manufacturers. This is normal. If you got a spouse who's like, why is this stuff piling up? This is all junk. Defend this one to the death. It is critical that you have lots of samples and that you order from lots of competitors and manufacturers. Before you get into bed with a manufacturer, you need to know exactly what you're looking for, and you need to know what the quality is so you can call them out on their crap, okay? Because most of the products, they're crap. And the last thing you want to do, the mistake that this video is trying to help you avoid, is to order 1,000 of these yoga mats and they all suck and they all tear and they give you terrible customer reviews and you're like, frick, I just spent $4 a yoga mat, $4,000 on 1,000 units, and I skipped the inspection and I didn't do my due diligence and research, and boom, I just wasted $4,000. And that is a common story, very common story. And so that's why I made this video, to help address this. So I don't claim to be an expert on how to deal with Chinese manufacturing. So that's why I'm not focusing a lot of this video on like how to have those conversations. I am just saying it's really difficult. And if you've never done it before, you need to have a partner or a sourcing agent who knows what to do. Pay a little bit extra. They will short circuit and prevent the mistakes that you will likely make, and it will pay for itself tenfold, right? If you have to pay, $400 or $500 to a sourcing agent to get your first order in that costs $4,000, I'm telling you, it's worth the money. Go find a sourcing agent and tell them, hey, I'd like you to contact manufacturers, find a yoga mat that does these 3 things, and then they will get you quotes, they will get you samples, they'll ship them all over. This process takes 2 months. It takes a long time. So, if you're going to do this process, you need to lock and load this and have your samples by June in the year if you want to make that Q4 rush. Okay, get your samples in June, make your buying decision in July. They will ship to you by October. You'll be live just in time for Black Friday weekend, and so you can go crush Q4 and go load up on the first 2 weeks on Facebook and Google ads, pushing traffic to your listings so that they will shine and jump the algorithm and do really well on Amazon. So that is, at a high level, what you need to do and think about when you go source a product. Lots of product research. Every 3 products that you pick, 1 will do exceptional, 1 will fall flat and probably break even, and the other one will be an unmitigated disaster. No matter what you do, that is the equation. So this is a numbers game. So you should always be launching 3 products at a time. And I'm not saying 3 color variations of the same product. I'm saying 3 unique products, because only one of those 3 is going to do well. Now, there's obviously many stories and exceptions to the rule. I was listening to Gary Vee the other day, and he had a guy that came on, and they made a $10 million business selling 1 SKU, and it was deodorant sticks bars, right? Clearly, there are many people out there that know how to product engineer a high-quality product. I am not one of them. That's why I run an agency. I'm a communicator, and I'm really good at articulating action plans and getting stuff done, but I'm not a product engineer. I can't tell you how to make an item. So if you are a product engineer and you know how to make stuff and make them cool, you need to pair yourself with a marketer like us at My Amazon Guy. We come in and we know how to drive traffic. We have systematized ways to go in there and figure out the algorithm, the keywords, and know how to bring traffic to your listing so that once you have that product sourced and you bring it over to Amazon, it will sell well. And even if you do have a good product, it doesn't mean it will sell well. There are a lot of good products that fall flat. There's 2 types of products. There are products that co-opt demand. This entire video was an exercise at co-opting demand. And what that means is there's already demand for yoga mats. You're just bringing another one to the market, solving a problem, making a better product. The second type of product is one where you have to create demand. And those are really hard. And that's when you're going to sell an item that's never been sold before. An item that doesn't have demand, there's no impression counts for your particular item, and you have to go convince people who are buying an alternative product to solve their problem, or are buying nothing at all to solve the problem that you want to solve, and you have to convince them that your product solves this problem that they didn't know they had, and you have to create demand. And those are the sort of products that are way riskier. You're talking 1 out of 100 success rate instead of 1 out of 3. But the 1 out of 100 that does well, those are $10 million products. So if you're a gambling man, go all in one product and try and demand gen. If you're an entrepreneur and you just want to have an Amazon store, go pick 3 SKUs, do the research we talked about in this video, start marketing the product, run your Amazon PPC, set up the keywords, get design in place, and then go off to the races. That's how it's done. That's how to sell on Amazon. Here's a brand store page. You're competing against high quality designs, but you can get the same quality of design and beat out corporations who aren't putting this time in. MyAmazonGuy.com, we sell A+ content $500, and we can give you a design that looks that good. And we can build out brand stores like you just saw. So and I'll show you an example of A+ content next. So let's go look at one of these products we were just looking at. Scroll down. Here's A+ content. These guys have a really basic A+ content. It's okay. They showed up. My default marketing philosophy is something is better than nothing. These guys have something. But let's go look at their source code. Let's see if they've got keywords. They do. Retrospect, incline fit, yoga mat, fitness. But they didn't use all 100 characters because whoever did this was either lazy or they hired a designer who didn't have technical understanding. They didn't hire My Amazon Guy or another agency who puts 100 characters of keywords behind each photo's alt text in their A+ content. Really, really important. Put misspellings there, put Spanish there, fill up the copy, take as much space as you can, because on this detail page, you see all this competition. There's hundreds of videos, hundreds of sponsored products, all of this noise. You're competing against all of this stuff. So you need a good product. You have to market that product. Otherwise, go invest in the stock market instead, because Amazon requires, there is no automated income in selling on Amazon. It requires blood, sweat, and tears. Amazon is a buyer's platform. The reason My Amazon Guy as an agency is in business is because sellers struggle, because Amazon doesn't help them. Amazon will never help you. They'll never go out of their way to help you sell more products to more people more often for more money. That's what My Amazon Guy does. We go in there and we help you sell more products to more people more often for more money, and that's why you need to hire an agency. All right, thanks for watching today, guys. I appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions about how to source or any questions on how to do anything on Amazon at all, leave us a comment on this video. And again, if you need any Amazon consulting, myamazonguy.com.